Hi, my name is Petros Mordakokis. Most of you know me as Pete. I'm the manager at Al's Grill in Oak Park. Just want to let everyone know that we look forward to seeing everyone again inside. We have a lot of safety measures, and if there's anything that we could do to make you feel more comfortable, please let us know. We'd be happy to hear it. So Al's Grill, my father-in-law has had it for 50 years, but it was around before that. He was actually working at Al's Grill when it was across the street, kitty corner, as a dishwasher when he first came from Greece. And then he took over the grill, and then he was offered to buy it, and he purchased it 50 years ago. And he really loved serving people and making people happy, and that's what he really wanted to stay in the business for and take over. He just really enjoyed the community coming, whether it's from the hospital that's across the street or just the regulars that would come. They used to be open 24 hours, but then he decided, he wanted family time, so he cut the hours down. I've been involved just for over a couple years now, and I manage the place with him, and I really love the aspect of community, and we have a lot of loyal customers here that have been coming here for years. One of the best things about seeing them is that they grew up coming here. Now they're having kids, they're bringing their kids here as tradition. So it's everyone here, we have a saying here that everyone's family. Well, I was always in customer service. Before here, I was working at a dealership, car sales and finance. And before that, I was in retail, sales training, and management. So, it depends. It's customer service wherever you go. So it wasn't really hard to adapt to the restaurant. I've been in the restaurant business in the past, but he needed someone to come here and help him out, and that was what I wanted to do. And I really wanted, I'm already part of the family, but I wanted to be part of the Al's Grill family. Some of the challenges of running a family business is, although it's very rewarding in many different ways, is that you don't have like a big back corporation behind you to provide everything to you. So you're kind of doing everything. Your human resources, you're ordering, you're everything at the same time. And so it can get a little overwhelming at times, but if you have a plan, it all works out. The other thing is, as prices always go up, and you have to keep it affordable for your community. So how do you do that? Here at Al's Grill, we make most of our stuff homemade, and that's one of the things we're very proud of. We've been on TV on Chicago's Best for our biscuits and gravy. So it's, that's one of the things we pride ourselves by. And so despite, having a few challenges, the rewards of seeing people happy and getting to meet new people and having families come that we know and we've grown up and all that, and is probably just, it's very rewarding. So our hours are right now they're 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Our regular hours, when we're out of this, the coronavirus, out of COVID, will be 5 a.m. to 4:30, as they've always been. The size of the staff that it takes for this kind of restaurant, we have about 15 employees total. So again, it's small, but the staff has been here for a long time. Most of them, most of the servers here have been here for 18 years, 15 years, 11 years, 13 years. The cook's the same thing. So everyone kind of stays here because, like I said, we're all kind of family here, so no one really wants to leave. So the challenges of this past year during, the COVID restrictions and everything have been, have been tough to really go around. But, thank God we've been really fortunate having the customer clientele, the loyalty that we do, and having the hospital, that we've been able to stay open, which a lot of other places haven't, unfortunately. So whether it's having outdoor seating when you've never had it before, putting plexiglass up, between the booths. Luckily we signed up with some of the DoorDash before COVID. We were testing it out. But that was essential to keeping us, afloat. There's been so many challenges that it's, trying to make sure that everyone knows that you're being safe with everything, sanitizing everything, masks being worn, hands being washed. I mean, there's just so many things with this past year that's been so tough. but we've gotten through it, and we're going to continue to push through it. And you know, I just want everyone to know that we're being safe. We're following the guidelines. We have a tent outside with an industrial heater. Dealing with the snow and everything that we've gone through has been really challenging with the tents and all that. But so but we've found a way around everything. You know, we're really worried for our staff. My father-in-law really and I really, you know, care about our staff so much, and they're part of Al's Grill, and without them, Al's Grill doesn't exist. This restaurant has changed a lot from what it used to be, especially and mostly because of last year. But even without last year, things are changing. You know, there's sometimes we have never changed who we are as a restaurant, a family restaurant. You'll hear us laughing, yelling, you know, doing what we do. And like I said, it's kind of like a gathering for people that, you know, they know how we are. But you know, things change. Sometimes you have to tweak your menus. Sometimes you have this. There's different diets that come out that people want to follow, different restrictions and stuff like that with food. So I mean, that's something pre-COVID that was changing as the years gone on. But especially with COVID, a lot of things have changed as how we operate, how we see things, how we, you know, are people standing too close to each other waiting to pay? Are people, you know, how many people are going to sit where? It's almost like playing chess when you're trying to see people now inside, which it should be, because, you know, with all the safety concerns, you know, you have to be careful. It's just something that has changed on how you run a family-owned restaurant on your own, and trying to make sure that everything's being taken care of. When it comes to technology, we've changed a few things. You know, it's about how you know, how we're taking credit cards now. Are we taking them over the phone? Are we doing just giving them the machine so they could tap the card now that you could do that? Again, DoorDash is something that, you know, we were never in any delivery things, and we were kind of like your old school diner, which we still are and always will be. But there are certain things we can adapt without changing that, and that one of them is DoorDash. You know, we have a tablet where orders come through. You know, that was new. I remember when it first started, we'd hear a ding and everyone would run to take the order to see what it would look like, you know, because no one knew anything. But, you know, despite everyone who has been here forever and never had to deal with stuff like that, they really, you know, they care about Al's Grill just as much as we do, and they really adapted quickly on that. Also, our social media, Facebook, you know, and try to let people know about our tents outside, our seating outside, what we have, pictures, you know, any updates, stuff like that. So definitely more involved in that stuff now than you ever been. So when COVID is done, and hopefully that's soon, we would really like to still utilize our outdoor space for seating. It is something that we really want to do. There are certain challenges to that has to deal with permits and, you know, outside of COVID, because during COVID they're allowing us to do a lot more because of the restrictions. But, you know, post-COVID, you know, we're going to try to see what we can do to keep it as an outdoor patio, and maybe even enclose it more. We have a lot of ideas for our parking lot. Our parking lot only really can hold 5 or 6 cars, so it's not. I mean, it's helpful in the winter more so, but it's not that really big of a parking lot to say that we're going to lose. And it would be, you know, better for us to make it an outdoor patio. And we will do that, but we will have to go through certain, you know, we don't know exactly. It's another challenge ahead of us, is how do we do that? What do we, you know, what kind of permits are needed? What do we have to do with the village? So that's going to be, you know, but we're looking forward to that. There's definitely been a lot of opportunities that have came from COVID, as far as how a business is run, and a family-owned restaurant, especially. Like we said before, with delivery companies, with technology, with social media, with outdoor seating. You know, we've never had that before, so it gave us opportunities and opened up our minds to do more things and see what works and what doesn't work. So while COVID has been really bad for all of us, and not just in the restaurant, I mean everyone in the community, in the country, there has been a lot of memories made in that year that make me and my father-in-law more so even more proud and happy of what Al's Grill is. So the support, you know, that we were getting from the community, and from our regular customers, and from new customers that would come and become regular customers, just really hit us in the heart. Especially my father-in-law's been doing this for so long. You know, he works 6 days a week, still, and this is, you know, it really hit him in his heart, and myself, seeing the community get behind us, and make sure that we're okay, and offer us things, you know, some help if we needed it, or just coming to get a cup of coffee and taking care of our servers who weren't making, you know, much of anything when this first hit. Just to collect, I can't say there's one, but that total support that we've received from the community has been the best, you know, really something really warm, and something that we will always cherish and appreciate from everyone. So we have, you know, we have a lot of regulars that come here, and we, you know, there's the Monday regulars, the Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, the Wednesday, Thursday, and so on. And absolutely, when someone's not there, a server or a busboy, somebody's quick to ask what happened, where are they, especially now in this past year. You know, it's been more so just right on top of it. Where is this? You know, we have groups that come here, we have police officers that come here, we have politicians that come in here. We're really well known for our regular customers. And the beautiful thing is that even people who come here for the first time can see that, and they want a part of that, to be part of that too, as we want them to be part of our family as well. So we have a lot of people coming from the hospital. The hospital is, you know, right across the street, so it's a major hospital. A lot of the employees come over there. During COVID, the community, one other thing that was really was great of the community, they were donating money to the restaurant to buy food for all the shifts at the restaurant. So I was delivering 50 breakfasts, 50 lunches, 50 whatever to the hospital. And, you know, people would call for a week and donate money, and we would use that money to buy the next week lunch and breakfast for the people, for the doctors that and the nurses and the whole staff at the hospital that are in the COVID wing or even in the emergency room. So we've, especially last year, you know, we've done a lot with the hospital, but even a lot of them are our regular customers as well. Doctors that we know, nurses that we know, staff that we know from the hospital, they're definitely part of Al's Grill. Another, you know, great thing that we've been involved in the past couple of years is Oak Park was really pushing to become a dementia-friendly place to live. And one of our customers whose husband, you know, had dementia, said that they should talk to us because of how good care we take of him. So that's something that we had the best practices in place for people who do have dementia, on how, you know, what do they usually eat, what do they usually do, where's the do we have a contact information just in case we see them walking out around too many times, you know, and want to call their loved one and let them know, hey, you know, this is going on. So we were part of that with Oak Park, and Oak Park has come a long way with that program now, where there's a lot of businesses in Oak Park that are dementia friendly, and Oak Park's pushing for the whole village to become, you know, that. And I believe they already got the approval from the state to be labeled as dementia friendly. So that was a big thing with us, because, you know, it's very important to make sure that people that don't always know what's going on, that we help them feel comfortable regardless, and feel like that we know what we're doing with them.
What kind of trainings did you have to go through, like yourself, or did people come in and help all of you figure out what to do, you know, given what your business, because your business is different than, say, a shop where you go in to just purchase a specific item.
Right. So, you know, some of the training that we went through here for the dementia training was, you know, it really started from one customer that had dementia that that I put in some certain ways of how to serve them, how to help them along the process of when they're here, ordering, what they're eating. You know, if they forgot something, we would remind them, hey, did you forget? Did you want to get this today? You know, because they always get it. So certain things that we made sure that everyone was doing when we knew someone had dementia. And in that training, you know, with Oak Park had a bunch of different businesses part of this, not just restaurants. So there was a bunch of ideas from a lot of people on how we should go about this in different areas of, in different businesses, not just restaurants. So it was with here at the restaurant though, it was more so there was a plan to always do the same thing when you know someone has dementia, to help them feel comfortable, because sometimes they don't. People that have dementia sometimes, especially when they're in later stage, they're scared. So the most important thing is to make them feel comfortable and safe.
Now I can see that, like, for a long-term customer, but how do you address if someone comes in for the first time and you may not immediately know or realize that they have dementia?
Well, if we don't know, then it's a little hard to we can't guess on something like that,
Right.
And we can't assume either, right? Because not someone might just not know the menu. That doesn't mean that they have dementia. Having said that, that's why if we see signs of it, or if someone tells us that person has it, we obviously don't know their trends or what they eat or what they like, so we go over the menu with them. And we make sure, like if they're ordering something, this comes with this and this, and even though it's on the menu, is that something you like? So it's just more about asking the right questions to people to get the right answers and to see how you can help them, make their decision.
It sounds like a great deal of personalized service.
It is, and it has to be. It's like I said, people that have it, they know something's wrong, and they know that they're scared, especially if they don't know you. So making them feel safe and comfortable and helping them and personalize the experience to them, it goes a long way to them feeling comfortable coming back. And it also helps their loved ones who are not with them feel comfortable knowing that they're coming to Elle's Grill or to one of the other businesses that are practicing this for dementia friendly. It's also, it makes them feel better too.
I would feel then like the person with them, their loved one, I would guess that they might actually be able to enjoy their meals too.
Right. Yeah. So the biggest thing about their loved ones that are, sometimes most of the time they're with somebody, but sometimes if they live close in the area and they're a regular, they're comfortable with them coming here, because we'll make sure, if they're supposed to go this way and we see them go that way, we'll give their loved ones a call. We always get a contact, if we know them, we always get a contact information for someone, for their spouse or for their kids or from somebody, to be able to act when we need to act and make it makes the families that are not with them feel a lot more comfortable that someone's watching, someone's making sure that they're okay.
It gives everybody a little bit of space.
Yes, yeah, and the space is what they need, So, but also to feel safe, or to feel that their loved one with dementia is safe. So.
I think you've answered this, but what keeps you coming? I mean, this is hard work, and you're just listening to you, you're multitasking all day. What makes you keep coming in every day, beyond the fact that it's a patient?
The thing that makes me and my father-in-law come here every day, despite everything that we're going through now and the hard work and everything multitasking, is the people. And it's literally the community, the people of the community that make us push harder for them, or push ourselves harder for them. And when you do that for a good reason, you don't feel as tired or as drained, or even though you don't feel it. You're happy to do so. The community supporting us this past year has been amazing, and words can't express how thankful we are to everyone that has helped us through this whole thing. And seeing my father-in-law who's been doing this for so long and really worked hard before he bought it, to buy it, to working 6 days still, to see him, put his hands on his head or something like that when this all started, someone that it's hard to understand what's going on, or to see what's going on with what you've built, and just seeing that but then seeing the customers come and him getting the strength again to say, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to get it. And my father-in-law has always been the person that when something changes, you might get worried a little bit, but then he just pushes forward and says, we're going to make it, we're going to do it. And that's the attitude that we've been trying to carry here. Because, every time we hear something new, whether it's more restrictions or then less restrictions, it always creates more work and more decision making and more changes. But, you just got to, seeing the people come here makes you push harder for them and for yourself, which, in the end is for yourself. So it's been really, that's what keeps us coming here every day is the people. That's the easiest way to say it, is the people and the support they've given us and what they've shown us throughout this and throughout the 50 years in my father-in-law's case has been the biggest thing that makes us come back.
Do you have any questions?
I'm going to ask him the same question I asked last
Okay.
time. If you want to, tell us the craziest thing that ever happened here.
The craziest thing that's ever happened here. That's a tough question. There's always something that happens that's funny, or people calling us all the time and asking us for fried rice because they called the wrong number, and they give us an order and we try stopping them and they continue on with their shrimp fried rice and there's a Thai restaurant right down the street. Or there's another not Al's Grill, down the street from Madison, where people ask us for Italian beefs with brats and stuff like that. There's not really a craziest thing that has happened here. I think that so during COVID, during the winter, we had a tent. We rented a tent. I was looking for tents everywhere, and I finally found one. Well, this tent isn't the best in the snow. So there was one night where we were expecting a lot of snow, and I was really worried about it. So I stayed here overnight, and I was on a ladder in the snowstorm, getting the snow off of the tent so it doesn't collapse. That was by far the wildest night I've had here. Well, we're not here. We close at 3, so we're not here. But I was that worried because I wanted to make sure that we have that outdoor area for people who don't feel safe inside to be able to go outside and eat still and be warm. I was on a ladder with a pump trying to get the water off from the snow melting through the snowstorm from 11 at night till like 5 in the morning. And again, the next morning it was open for people to sit in there because of that. Otherwise, it would have collapsed. Since then, we changed the tent to a newer tent that you don't have that issue with. So, but yeah, that night I felt like I was on some TV show, like out in Alaska, doing something.
You're talking about that night where it's blizzarding.
Yeah.
So it's flowing and not only just snowing.
Yeah, that was the night it was like almost a blizzard. It was like how many inches overnight. And it was very interesting. Then my father-in-law was here first thing in the morning to help. We clean our sidewalks and everything, so with the snowblower and all that. But that was the craziest time, and it was definitely an adventure.
And one you don't need to repeat. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you would just like, that somehow or other we haven't talked about, or that you would just sort of like to say?
There's a lot of things I would like to say, but I want to say it again, and I've said it repeatedly, that we cannot thank the people of Oak Park and the surrounding areas and our customers enough. I don't know. There's no words for it. We get very emotional when talking about it. And it's they've been there for us. They've showed their support, and it's a beautiful thing, and we can't thank them enough. We wouldn't be able to do this without them. And there's a lot of businesses that have gone down, and there's a lot of places that haven't been able to reopen, and it's really sad. And we care for them too. So, we thank you we thank everyone for their support. We want everyone to continue supporting us, but also try to continue to support people, other businesses in this community too. because as much as, you know, happy as we are and we've been okay, and we still will be okay, you know, because we have the support that we do. We need to spread that out and really look to help all the businesses that are suffering from this.
One last thing. Take your mask off, because we haven't seen your face yet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna say something to the effect of, "Hi, I'm from Al's, and I look forward to seeing you. Come on in."
And then put it back on.
Yeah, put it back on to show, but we want to see your face for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Hi, I'm Petros Mordakokis. As most of you know me as Pete, the manager at Al's Grill in Oak Park. And I just want to say we look forward to everyone coming in and into here and eating and feeling safe. And if there's anything we could do to make your experience better, please let us know.
Here, one thing. I want you to do it one more time. I'm sorry, but look right at the lip.
Oh, here. I'm sorry.
No, because I realized I was wrong. So look right at the lip. All right,
Right.
so get ready.